What is going on YouTube? Frankie Anime here. I just kind of want to talk about some things, more or less basically just about what Nazi zombies may or may not look like, or what you'd like to, what I want to see personally, and probably what others want to see in the upcoming 2015 Call of Duty, with the Nazi zombies, of course. So what you're seeing here is, it's not a live commentary. I'm playing Black Ops 2, Die Rise. I'm not too good with the new maps, but yeah, what you're seeing is a pretty little sad attempt. I don't know if this will go right to the end of the video, but I actually die on like round 10. Oh my god. But anyways, yeah, that's the gameplay. Bear with me on the crummy graphic settings. My computer sucks shit, and I wish I could afford one, and hopefully someday I can, but for now this is all I can really do. I could have done World of War Zombies, but I don't know, it just felt like trying to attempt to record Black Ops 2. So, anyways, let's just jump into this right away. Personally, what the huge debate is right now is whether or not Zombies is coming to World at War 2 or Black Ops 3, and we don't, or maybe even another title, we're not too sure. Some people hope for the World at War, some people hope for the Blops, but I feel like more people are kind of leaning towards World at War 2, but we'll get into that a little bit later. Personally, what I would like to see when it comes to Zombies is pro perks. There's got to be a way that Treyarch can implement this properly without kind of ruining the series, but the thought of getting, say, Speed Cola and then going up to that same perk machine later on and say for an extra 2,500 or 3 grand, you can basically buy that same perk again, but it just basically adds to the effect that you have, like switching weapons faster or aiming down sights faster. Pro perks are something that can really help the game out in general, because Zombies and the original perks, it does get a little stale after a little bit of while, but having them become pro versions of the perk, it just kind of adds a little bit more immersiveness, like getting into high grounds and stuff like that. That's something a little bit later we'll talk about. Also, what I wanted to see is multiple upgrades, not just the failed version that they did on Black Ops 2 where you throw your weapon in for 2 grand and then you get basically a new reticle or a new attachment. Multiple upgrades would be cool, not just necessarily for, not just changing the weapon attachment, but, you know, increasing the damage little by little. You say there's only like 3 to 5 upgrade variants of a weapon, kind of like what Exo-Zombies is doing. How you have a little bit of upgrade damage and so get better over time, and you have like 20 levels of upgrading, which is kind of bleh. But anyways, multiple upgrades would be kind of cool. Say you can just throw your weapon in, throw it in again 10 rounds later, and the damage is increased, which would be great for high rounds, because I mean, once you get to 30 or whatever, Zombies tends to get pretty stale, and you're kind of just wishing that you were kind of dead. But as for high rounds, like personally, what I would like to see is inaccessible areas until you get to high rounds, because most of the time you pretty much can easily be set up, ready to go by like what, round 20 or so, but then after that it's just basically the same repetitive stuff over and over, whether it's running a train in a circle and just buying wall weapon ammo and stuff like that. You know, once you hit the 30s and the 40s, it becomes really tedious, and it kind of takes away from the experience. But say there's a door that you can't open until you're on round 35, and behind that door is, say, some sort of item that lets you, say, unlock these multiple upgrades, or unlocking these pro perks, or even a weapon that you normally cannot get that's considered pretty overpowered, but once you hit those high rounds, excuse me, it kind of becomes a little bit weaker. So, you know, a weapon behind that door, or, you know, whatever. But just having places that you can go once you get into a high round kind of makes you want to get there. So you say they even throw a door in there for level 50, level 75. You know, people are going to do that, and they're going to want to do that. And it's just going to add to the experience and make the rounds basically feel not so like a chore. Personally, something that I've always wanted to see is want them to bring back the mod tools for the ability to create custom maps. I'm making a custom map right now on Call of Duty World of War Zombies, and it's awesome. A lot of people can agree, and not only do you have to wait, you know, 4 or 5 months, or well, I guess 3 months for a map pack. You know, you could just basically cruise along a website and find yourself a dozen maps and be good for playing for like a month. Custom maps really do add to the experience. There's so many crazy things that you can do on custom maps, and the possibilities are basically limitless. So, you know, I'm hoping that they'll bring back mod tools in some way or another anyways. What else? Well, people are talking about World at War 2 and they're talking about Black Ops 3 and whatever the game is going to be. Um, I'm one of those people that kind of wish that they bring World of War 2 because, it's become kind of tiring to see the same modern weapons, keep jumping 5 years ahead of the last game, and, it gets a little bleh with all these advanced warfares and all these modern weapons. It'd be kind of cool to jump back and, play with the Thompson again on zombies without having to go back to glitchy old World at War. But my idea that I had for this is to kind of cross over World at War 2 with Black Ops 3 and kind of put them into one game together. And what I mean by that is, for example, say in the campaign, you play as this World at War character, and you're linked to somebody who is actually in the future for Black Ops 3. And the things you do in this World at War 2 setting affects what's going to happen in the Black Ops 3 setting, so you kind of jump between the missions here and there. So say you play 2 or 3 missions on World at War, and then there's a mission on Black Ops 3. And say it's something like your character in World at War has to kill somebody, and then that person will die in the Black Ops 3 part of the storyline. And then, or say for example, you have maybe this weapon or some sort of equipment they have on you that lets you kind of jump back in time. Not really jump back in time, but kind of put you in like a sort of a trance while this other mission happens. But say somebody's like right about to kill you, and then they have the gun to your head, so you click on this equipment and then you're back in time, and then you're 100 years in the past, 50 years, whatever the year is, I don't know. You're back in time, so then you go and kill that person, and then it snaps you back to the Black Ops 3 side of things, and then that person's dead and you can continue on with your story. I don't know if that kind of seems a little out of the Call of Duty main, whatever they like to do, out of the Call of Duty feeling. Sorry, kind of makes it feel more like I don't know, Halo and those kind of games. So I think personally that idea would be cool, because then you get the chance to play zombie maps on World at War, and you get to play zombie maps on Black Ops. So you don't have to stick with either one, because kind of both of them win. And then in a multiplayer aspect, that's a whole different thing. But anyways, that's just something that I feel would be kind of cool for adding to the zombies experience. Also, they should make DLCs for zombies maybe come more often, which I guess is more difficult. They'd probably have to hire in more people in their development team. But a zombie map every month just seems a lot better of an experience than having to wait 3 months per map, because by the time that 3 months is done, you're basically done playing that map after a month, for all the diehard fans who enjoy playing that game just until it's dead. But 1 month map packs would be kind of cool, and it doesn't even need to be bundled in with the multiplayer maps. You can continue to get your 3-month 4 map pack for multiplayer, but then on the side there's also, say, $5 zombie maps every month or something like that. I think that would be really cool. So yeah, basically, pro perks, multiple upgrading, accessible areas in high rounds, mod tools, and some sort of combination of World of War 2 and Black Ops 3 is something that I am personally looking for in this new zombies game. And the storyline is actually really cool. I never really was a big fan of zombies in Black Ops 2. I played World at War when that came out to death. I played Black Ops, and I got all my high rounds on there. And my thing was that I liked the simplicity of it. I liked just sitting there playing zombies with my buddy, not really have to worrying about so much. But then when I try to play nowadays with other people on Black Ops 2, at least this is what I thought before, you'd be jumping into a game and then you'd spend 10 minutes of your buddies telling you, find this part, you gotta build this, what are you doing? No, we can't do this, make a runner, we have to find this, find that, build this, build that. And for me personally, that kind of took away from the experience. But I started getting into zombies more again through the custom maps, which are actually really awesome. And then I kind of found myself more immersed into the storyline of the game, which kind of led me to giving Black Ops 2 again a try. And I played some Mob of the Dead and all that stuff, and I can understand why people like it. For me, it's not that it's terrible, it's just it's overly complicated for what I want to do when I'm playing. But I'm kind of getting the hang of it, kind of starting to enjoy it more than I did in the past. Like, for example, on Mob of the Dead, which I really like that map. All the buildables, when you find them, you get them, you have them, and then you don't have to basically hold on to one part, run across the map, put it down, and then find the other piece hoping that it'll connect. Just if they implement that whole idea of continuously adding these items to your inventory without having to hold on to one item at a time, that for me would make it a lot better, less complicated, less tedious for me to want to play. So yeah, these are just some ideas that I've been thinking about. I am stoked on the next zombies. I've gotten more involved in the storyline. I listened to my brother explain it to me. Shout out to Ricky. I enjoyed the story. It's really cool what they've done, and it's really awesome to think what this has become over the years. Because I remember when World at War originally came out, and my buddies are like, we're gonna play some Nazi zombies, and at first I'm just like, oh, whatever, I don't really know much. All I know is that Call of Duty 4 was considered the biggest, most advanced technological game of the time. So when I hear Call of Duty, that's all I kind of really hear is the fact that everybody was obsessing, oh, you can shoot through walls. I didn't know what Nazi zombies was. And I kind of started to get into it, and then pretty much addicted from then. Actually, they should make their own zombie game, I'm pretty sure everybody said this by now. But anyways, yeah, this has kind of dragged on for a long time, and I hope you stayed here throughout this whole recording, and I hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment in the section below, letting me know the things that you would like to see in the upcoming Call of Duty 2015 Zombies. What kind of game you want, what kind of new implemented gameplay mechanics. Just let me know in the comment below. We can have a discussion about it. And yeah, and if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like rating, because it's really awesome. And I don't have many subscribers, but I would really like to be making more gameplays and stuff like that. So even if it's just something like 7 or 8 likes, that makes my day looking at that video. So if you can, leave a like, and hopefully I can earn your subscription. So if you want to subscribe, that's awesome. More gameplay things to come. Once I get a computer sorted, it'll be even better. So yeah, peace trout, YouTube.